So following on from the first video, here's part 2, how to control exposure using a glass. All that and more coming up. Hi again, welcome back to Complete Communications Sweden. My name's Jesse. Let's get stuck in with part 2. So in the first video we looked at the concept of turning light into water in your head and thinking about the camera being a glass. We need to capture light somehow. Now of course it's probably worth mentioning that of course with a tap we can normally turn it on and off, we control it, but when it comes to light, at least for now, think of it as our job is not to control the light, but control the camera, i.e. the glass, in how to capture the water. So we know that you can have a lot of water, a lot of light at any given time, or you can have little water. If you want to get a decent exposure, you need to get just the right amount to fill the glass. So this is where we come in, the photographer. Our job is to fill the glass with the light that is available. Now you could be in an outdoor setting, maybe at night, trying to capture stars. Of course you would have very little. You might be on a beach doing a shoot and you've got tons of light, both from overhead, reflected, coming from everywhere, and your eyes are like this. It's still our job as a photographer to fill the glass, but not too little and not too much. So let's get back to the analogy. We have a tap, we have a camera, and we want to fill the glass. So let's take the first scenario. We're on the beach, we've got a lot of light coming out of the tap, we've got our camera, and the job is to fill the glass but not too much. So what would we do? We've got a lot of water coming out of the tap, we've got our camera, we would go like this very quickly, in and out, so as not to fill the glass too much. The same is true the other way around. If we were out in a night sky somewhere trying to shoot lots of stars, so of course it would be drip, drip, drip from the tap. We couldn't just do like we did on the beach because that would take too short amount of time. And so what we'd have to do, we'd have to hold the glass under the tap for maybe half an hour, maybe a couple of hours to get the right exposure for those stars. And therefore it would be drip, 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 drip into the glass. So when the first concept was tap and glass, the second concept we need to think about is the way we control as a photographer to fill the glass correctly is how long do we keep the glass under the tap. Effectively, this is exactly the same thing as when you do shutter speed. You could have your shutter speed open for 1/10 of a second, 100th of a second, it would be like that. Or you might be doing a nighttime shot, or in low light, maybe 2 or 3 seconds, you go 1, 2, and pull your glass out. Or you might be doing a nighttime shot of the stars, therefore you'd have to hold the glass underneath for a very long time, keeping the camera still so as not to get picture vibration or shake. And then at the right amount of time that you figured out, you pull the glass back out. The light from the tap is constant. The way we control it then is through shutter speed, i.e. how long do we keep the glass underneath. And there we have it. That's the second concept we need to know in order to master exposure. The first concept was the tap and the glass, being light and the camera. The second concept is in how we as a photographer control it, and that's by shutter speed. How quickly do we allow the water to drip into the glass? That's how we make sure just enough to fill it and then moving on and turning off the shutter. Easy. So there you have it, part 2 of the How to Understand Exposure video series by me. And coming up in the next video, we'll look at another way of controlling light. If we don't have the option of having variable shutter speed, there is another way. Coming up in the next video. See you there. Thanks for watching my channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips, tricks, secrets, and tutorials. More importantly, even if you don't subscribe, please do share with anyone that you think might get some value from the videos. All right, thanks a lot. See you next time.